folks. How you doing? Welcome again to our series of lectures in business law, Business 103. Today we're going to talk about business organizations. Today and in the next lecture, or maybe two, depending on how quickly we can get through the material. So today we're coming to you from the haberdashery at the studios of WCLG. Today, the specials that they have are on hats. I have been given a paltry promotional consideration to mention the haberdashery and to wear some of these hats, their hats, during this series of lectures. So anyway, today we're going to talk about business organizations. The first thing that we're going to talk about are the kinds of things that you ought to think about when you're setting up your business organization. And we're going to talk today from the simplest business organization, that is a sole proprietorship, and we'll end up next time with the most complex kind of business organization, that is a corporation. But anyway, back to the general considerations. If you have your textbook, you might look on page 350 where those general considerations are set out. But I want to talk to you about just a couple. The first thing you need to think about when you're setting up your business organization is money. Often things come down to money. Maybe not everything, but often. How much money do you have to set up your business? What do you need to spend it on? Do you have enough money to set up a more complex organization, or are you going to have to start out as simple as it goes? Where are you going to get the money? You're going to get it from yourself, from your savings, from your grandma, from investors, from selling stock. It depends on where you want to get that money, on what kind of business organization you're going to have to set up. Who is going to be with you? Who is going to be involved in the business? Is it just you? Maybe your wife? Husband? Friends? Investors? It makes a big difference on who's going to be involved in the business for you to decide what kind of business organization you're going to need. Now, another thing that we're going to have to talk about at some point, but we're not going to do it in this series of lectures, is the taxes on the business organization and the licenses that you need to operate your business. You're also going to want to think about trying to protect your intellectual property. No, that's not right, is it? Protect your intellectual property, your patents, your trademarks, your copyrights, your trade secrets. Now, in the book, there's an indication that on page 351, in the left-hand column in the middle, that you might want to set up a covenant not to compete for your business. Well, you might, but don't do it in California. Covenants not to compete for your employees or for yourself if you're working for another business are not enforceable in California. There's a Business and Professional Code section 16600 that makes those kinds of covenants illegal. As far as I know, we're the only state in the United States that has such a law that makes those kinds of covenants illegal. So you can't have a covenant not to compete in California. So covenant not to compete is not allowed in California. So keep that in mind. Okay, next lecture, we're going to talk about sole proprietors and the simplest form of business and the easiest one to start out with. See you next time. Thank you.